guys, here we are, another day, another adventure with Doc. It's my third day here in Florida, and I've been trying to video capture different things in my life, but today, first and foremost, I want to give praise to God. He woke me up this morning, He put feet in my belly, He put a roof over my head, and He just gave me this beautiful, wonderful life to live, and I really need to share it. Share it with you, share my everyday adventures, and normally I write on my blog, but I decided that sometimes my mind, it likes to wander, and it likes to go a little faster than my fingers can go and my pen can write, so, I figured I'd give it a shot. It's worth a try, right? Sometimes people are easier to watch things than they are to read things, so that's a win-win for both of us. So if you guys have any advice or any comments, concerns to help me further help me with this blog, I would appreciate it. And I apologize foremost about my glasses because my glare, but I can't see you. So, and also the music in the background does not belong to me. It's IBC via Spotify, so that's where that music's coming from. But I had to have my worship and praise music in the background. But it's been a great time here in Florida. I had a lot of misconceptions before I moved here. A lot of things that I thought was what it was, but when I got here and lived the life for just 3 days, I realized that it's a lot different. But I'll get to that in just one moment. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. But it was let's see. Today is Wednesday, so it was like Monday. Yeah, Monday. Monday that my Facebook blew up with this book, and it's called, Girl, Wash Your, it's backwards. Now I see what Mendiza was talking about. Sometimes it's backwards. It's called Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. And it says at the top, stop believing the lies about who you are so you can become who you were meant to be. I'm not pointing at nobody because I got the 4 fingers pointing back, the whole. But I know I believed a lot of lies in my life. And I let those lies determine who I was. But with the help of this book, shout out to Rachel Hollis for writing this because this is a great book. Really made me think, and it's really made me start searching. That, and coupled with the Defiant Joy Bible study that I'm doing with Mendiza and Candace Payne. If y'all don't know who Candace Payne is, look up Chewbacca Mom, because that is the most hilarious, jiggly in my gut laugh that I've ever had when she put on that Chewbacca mask. So between Defiant Joy and Girl, Wash Your Face, it's beginning to let me search to learn not who I am or who I was, but who am I created to be? Who does Jesus desire me to be? And that's when it comes into my thought, a word. They like to give words in school, the word of the day or the thought of the day. The word of my day that day, after we went searching for this book and reading and following and watching the videos and everything, was misconception. The definition through Merriam-Webster is a wrong or inaccurate idea or conception or a mistaken notion through dictionary.com. But my favorite was from the Cambridge Dictionary. It said an idea that is wrong because it is based on a failure to understand a situation. Man, that's deep. An idea that is wrong because it is based on a failure to understand a situation. How many times, and how many places, and how many ways have we failed to understand a situation, therefore creating an idea that is wrong? It's a misconception. We conceive this idea in our heads that is bad, it's wrong, it's misled, it's misunderstood of what it really is. We take one thing and we add all these layers onto it, and it becomes another idea entirely. We take a person, we add this fault, this mistake, this choice, this decision on them, and they become a totally different subject entirely. We don't see who they are. We don't see who we are. For the longest time, I had all these misconceptions on myself. I had addict, failure, uh, misled, mistreated, not wanted, unworthy person. And I began to put all these layers on. And I put them on like clothes, and they got tight because I gained so much weight. I carried so much weight, y'all. All these misconceptions and misconceived notions of who I was. To the point that that person who Jesus created me to be over here on this side, with those failure to understand my situation that I was in and who was creating my situation or what was created in my situation, had become this idea that was wrong, an idea of who I wasn't or who I wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to be a failure. I wasn't meant to be an addict for the rest of my life. I wasn't meant to be my mistake. And boy, I made a lot of mistakes, so that made me a lot of people. But that's not who he intended me to be. But it says in John 10:10, the thief cometh not, but for to kill, and to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come, that they might have life, and they might have it more abundantly. That was in the Bible study with Mandisa and Kenneth Payne. The thief cometh not, but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And y'all, that is what it is. It's when they say, he's coming like a wrecking ball. Yeah, that's what he did. He come in like a wrecking ball. He come in to steal everything that I was meant to be. He come in to kill everything, every dream, every notion, every thought, every moment of glory that God was going to get from who I am and who I'm going to be. He wanted me to stay there and destroy a life that God had created to be so much more. Misconception. And it says in Psalms, 56 and 5 and 6. Oh, let me get my Bible here. Just a second. That's my trusty old girl. She was my 1 year sobriety check. I'm hitting almost 3 years in November 7th, y'all. But it says, every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. That's the King James Version. But then I got looking at the other versions. And in the NIV version, it says, all day long they twist my words. All their schemes are for my ruin. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, hoping to take my life. Every step I've made to become a better person, it has been scrutinized by the world. Because they have this misconception that that's who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be who I was 3 years ago. But God, He formed me in my mother's womb. And He knew 34 years from now, I wasn't going to be that. Yes, I did walk through that. Yes, I did make those choices. Yes, I had my reasons for making those choices. Yes, I made bad decisions. Yes, I was an addict. But now I am a redeemed addict. I'm on my redemption road. I'm on recovery. I'm on my Jesus road. Because I was that person. I am not that person no more. Misconception number 2. So many times, misconceptions can be big. They can be small. They can be in the middle. They can be here, there. They can be something as simple as something we was taught when we was kids. Or they could be something that we had formulated when we were adults. Like I mentioned earlier, Florida. I had never left Kentucky except to go to Las Vegas when I was younger, or to, just travel to Asheville for a work trip, or across the border in Ohio when I lived in northern Kentucky. But other than that, I never physically up and left Kentucky until 2 weeks ago I went on a vacation to Florida. Then 4 days ago, we left Kentucky to move to Florida. But I was under this misconception, and you can ask my husband. He will verify that I have argued with him for 8 years. Florida is not country. There's no country there. It is nothing but beaches, sands, oceans, hotness, rudeness. That's what I believed. And because I had never left my circle, my bubble, and had never stepped out into a world of the unknown, that's what I was conceived in my head. But when I got here 2 weeks ago on my vacation, and we started going around, and we rode on the Florida Scenic Byway, took us through the Ocala State Forest, it took us through the Osceola Forest, and oh my gosh, y'all, these living oak trees, they are magnificent. But I've never seen nothing like that in my life, and I began to get a newfound appreciation for what Florida was to me. Yeah, Florida might be beaches, oceans, sands. As a matter of fact, I'm an hour and a half away from any beach you want to get to. Or either way I go, whether I go to the Gulf or whether I go to the Atlantic, I'm an hour and a half away from the beach. So the beach is literally in my backyard now. However, there's actually country. There's actually oaks. There's actually these beautiful trees, like I said, and really nice people, especially here in Ocala. It's just a down-home country feeling. It feels like home to me. And, but that's misconception number 3. These are things that I've created in my head, and things that, narratives and platforms that people are painting. You never hear about the countryside of Florida. You only hear about the beachy side of Florida. I'm going to Disney World, or I'm going to Orlando, or I'm going to see Kennedy Space Station, But there's so much more to that. But that's another misconception. A misconception that is based on a failure to understand what it was, understand that there's more substance to Florida than just beaches, oceans, and vacations. My ideas was wrong, and I conceived that, and I didn't mean to. But, it's very simple, and it's very easy to do that. Sometimes we don't intend, sometimes that we do. But if we don't stop it now, we're halting our future. Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. We had to take a pause break. Don't ask. But anyways, just to finish it up, I'm going to leave this thought with you as a quote that I come up again from Cause D. Lounsborough. It says, "Too often, opinions is a lens polished by the grit of bias. And as I stare through my own lens, I might ask, how much polish can the grit of bias actually create? How much bias have I created by all this, my own lenses? Whether it be these, my camera, just my eyes, the things I view, the way I think, and the stuff I view. How much bias have I really created? How much misconception, how many wrong ideas, how many misled thoughts have I created through my own lens and created a bias that I didn't intend to create, just a thought." But I ask y'all just to go over, subscribe to my faith blog, Sweet Tea with a Slice of Faith. Follow me on Instagram at doc4311. Now I want to ask you, what would you define as a misconception? What are some that you've had yourself? I know I'm not alone. And what are some that you face? How have people misconceived you and your thoughts and your motives, your mind, your choices? And what are some advice? What is some advice in those cases that you faced, in those situations? How did you handle it? What did you do? I would love to hear your responses and your concerns and everything. Just leave them in the comment section, or get a hold of me through my email, thelifeilove4311@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook, or through Sweet Tea, or however you want to get a hold of me. And I would be intrigued by your answers. But until next time, here's to another adventure in the day of Doc. Doc out.